my mom was just not just being herself, not being emotionally available, not really being there or open in any type of way, which kind of like triggered me even more. But I've experienced that pretty much my whole life, and it's just gotten worse. So it was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a familiar feeling. Yeah, loneliness. um, so when she gave me a letter and she seemed to be like it was some type of love or nurturing, because she wouldn't be in the room, she would have just ignored me, she would have kept her door locked and not said anything. But now I think about it in retrospect, it's like, really, she doesn't care about me. She really doesn't. She let me starve, and literally, like, physically let me starve, and did it on purpose. And like, it's just so many times that she showed me that she does not love me, does not care for me, is not a safe person, is not somebody that I can trust. And now I'm kind of to a point where, like, I feel like I'm past insanity. Like, I'm past the point of, like, I'm heartbroken, and, like, why aren't you a good person? And, like, why can't you be mentally stable and emotionally available? It's like, okay, you're not, you haven't been, and you more than likely never will be, because you have so much baggage within yourself that you're not handling, and that you're kind of shoving away in a carpet and somewhere. So why would I, like, sit over here and pray and beg for you to be something that you obviously are showing me that you either can't or do not want to be? And so that's what I was realizing, like, with the quote that I just saw. Like, girl, you got to be the mentally stable one. Like, it has to be you. Like, I know it's frustrating. It's like, why am I the younger one and I'm more mature and wiser than these people who are twice my age? But it's like, girl, that's the reason. It's because they're twice your age and they're not. And I saw another quote last night that was like, some people are here to show you what not to be. Let's sip on that. Like, see? When I saw that, I was like, ooh, like, that really hit, because for real, like, I do not want to be anything like my mom. Like, she plays hipster music. She put me on to Bjork and, like, Alanis and, like, Coldplay and Lauren and, like, the music and stuff. Loved that. I loved when she wasn't a depressed alcoholic and she would, like, dance in the kitchen and stuff like that. Like, it was fun, right? And I loved her sense of humor sometimes. Like, that was nice. But, I just can't keep waiting around for, like, little speckles of light when I'm the whole, like, beacon of it? I hope that makes sense. And it's not to say, like, no, fuck that shit. I am a big deal. I am pretty amazing. I have done a lot of work to get to this point of consciousness, and, I'm not even gonna lie. I was just crying at the dinner table last night. Why was I crying? Because I'm realizing that, like, she's just not gonna change. And I'm not the problem. And for so long, oh my God, I felt like I was a problem. I was scapegoated and I was blamed and I was rejected and I was called names and gossiped on and just, like, really, like, bullied by people who were much older than me and who I thought would be mature and safe and protective and honest. And they were not. And that really, like, it threw me for a loop, and it kind of turned me into, like, this version of myself that would feast upon myself. And so I would, like, bully myself, and I would ignore and neglect myself, and I would put myself in bad situations, and I would drink and smoke and oversleep and not stick to my plans or boundaries or even know how to have boundaries. And, like, now I'm able to be self-aware of the things that I used to do, and I'm also aware of the reason why I did those things. And so it's like this whole new level of compassion, wisdom, empathy for not only myself, but for the people that inflicted their pain upon me. Because honestly, it never was me. It was not my problem. It's them. You know, because I'm literally an angel. You know, I'm literally a light worker. And I keep saying that, but like, now that I'm really realizing it and really accepting that about myself, it's like, why would I trip on y'all and y'all behavior? Y'all obviously lost in the sauce. And you're trying to make me feel like I was lost in the sauce when I was really finding my way out of it. Let Go by Frou Frou, right? Is playing. Because there's beauty in the breakdown. So yeah, I heard the song a couple months ago, and it had the number like 777 on it, or 333, one of those. And I was like, like I was going through it, and like I was getting inklings of what was coming ahead. Like I knew I was gonna have a new car. I kind of knew, like it was being hinted to me, new car, new house, new career, music industry. Like I knew these things, and I was like, but how am I gonna get there? How am I gonna get this? And I was like, what the fuck? Like I don't have a job. Like I would, right? And so now I'm realizing like God literally made this whole entire fucking universe and shit, and I am God in a body. So I have the authority and I have the control here, and I'm working alongside God. I keep seeing orbs, all these spiritual signs that angels are in the house and are like literally here with me right now in this moment, which is why it's kind of like, of course that M5 is mine. Of course that new apartment is mine. Of course Travis Scott is my husband. Of course I have $11 million in the bank. Of course I'm the icon and the absolute legend that I am. And even as I say icon and legend, I'm kind of growing out of thinking that, because it's like, icon, legend, like, glory to God, honestly, because I wouldn't even be here without God. He could just zap and I'd be like gone and shit. So the whole thing of people worshiping me, I'd rather you worship yourself or worship things that come through me, because that's God. You know, like every single lyric, every single idea, regime, like that's godly. That's not like, and like even the whole title of genius is like, it's kind of egoic. Like I'm kind of getting too wise for that. I mean, it's a compliment, so I'll take it. But like, glory to God, for real. You know, I realized that the biggest mistake I've made in the past is sharing my plans, sharing my successes, sharing my story, sharing my pain, sharing my truth with family and friends and boyfriends, and thinking that like people is vibrating and like living the way that I am and feeling the way that I am, and it's like, no, they're not. Some of them are coming back just to compare themselves to me, to make themselves feel better. And it's like, I was better than you before you came, and I'll be better than you after. So really it's like there's no reason for me to try to prove anything to you, because you don't measure up to me at all. And like the fact that you're trying to measure yourself up to me says that loud enough. Because if you really knew you was the shit, you wouldn't need to compare or to compete with me. That's real confidence. So it's like, who's really lost? You. You know, it's not me. It's not us. It's them. And it's like, I was listening to this Hermetic prophecy today, like the first thing I listened to when I woke up. And it was talking about like the prophecy of the world from Egypt, and how Egypt is like the land of God on this planet, and me realizing that I am a descendant, and those are my ancestors, and that's my history, and that I'm being guided by Sekhmet, and I have this very intense level of power and duality. You know, me being like the warrior goddess, literally, I can be as soft and as pure as a lily, and you know, be as fierce as fire and Sekhmet, you know, coming to strike you down with the power of God, the power of truth, the power of light, the power of of love, you know? And I feel like the more that I learn, the more eloquent and the more influential my words will be. There's a word that I learned yesterday. It starts with a V. I forgot it. But I learned a lot of new things since then, so I'm proud of that. Today I woke up in a better mood. I realized that giving people my reaction yesterday was not a good thing. It makes me look cheap. And I think the anger that I've been feeling is like, it's not towards them. It's just like, now the anger is kind of turning more into like, oh, you know, like pity. Because it's like, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know better. You know, y'all just don't know better. And not even like looking down on you like, you just don't know better. It's just like you, because if you knew better, you wouldn't act that way. You wouldn't treat people that way. You wouldn't feel the need to compare or to compete. You wouldn't feel the need to lie. You wouldn't feel the need to lock your door at night. That was something that really bothered me. It was noticing that my mom started to lock her door at night. And it's like, and that used to make me feel like I was a problem. Like, am I some monster or something? Like, I know that I would never do anything to hurt her. I don't even consider, that doesn't even cross my mind. So why does she feel that way? But then I realized that it's not my responsibility to accommodate anybody or to try to prove myself to anybody. If that's the world that she's living in, if that's the fear feeling that she's carrying within herself, then I'm going to pray for her and I'm going to hope that she is able to overcome that and to realize that that's not the case. At least those aren't my intentions. And also realizing not to blame myself for other people's actions, because that is how I was raised. I was blamed for other people's actions. And it's like, I can reflect on the time when I came to my mother to let her know that I was, not even letting her know, but just coming to her for comfort and sharing the fact that I was raped. And she blamed me. Yeah, she blamed me. She blamed me for what I was wearing. And then as I started crying in front of her, she just stared at me with no expression on her face and watched me return to my room and close my door and cry in silence. And you know, I think a lot of people see me nowadays and they see me with the fresh makeup and the laid hair and the nails and the crown and the outfits and the smile, and they think like nothing happened or that everything just always just happens in my favor. I'm just so favored by God. I'm just chosen and bright and beautiful and la la la. And it's like, you have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea. You really don't know. And you know, that's why I think I was feeling more anger again, is because it's like these people have no idea, and I can't really tell them, because this life is a game. You have to play it kind of a certain way. I really hope this is recording. But yeah, this life is a game, and you kind of have to play it like smart. So I think the smart way to play the game is to not give people any type of ammunition, which means you'll give him the satisfaction of a reaction. I've become more aware of the fact that he'll be coming back to check up on me, to, you know, see what I'm doing. Because they know I'm going to be successful. They just don't want to see it. And when it does happen, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be like, and it's like, it's happening. Because God already told me within a month I'm going to have my new car and my new apartment. Which is why it's like, I'm not even going to argue with y'all chicken heads anymore, because I'm a whole ass rooster. Like in the forest, you would be a rabbit and I'm the bear. You know, real shit. I'm petite and I'm cute and I'm sweet, but I'm really that bitch. I'm really that nigga. And I don't have to prove that anymore. Like, it just is what it is. You've been known it. That's why you keep coming back. That's why you keep trying to see what I'm doing. That's why you want to overhear my plans. That's why you try to get a reaction out of me, because you know that I'm the one that has the power. You know? So it's like, you know, no, I'm not going to give you access to me anymore, because now I finally realize what you've been doing, and it's like nasty, it's ill. And I'm too pretty. I'm too pure for that, honestly. I'm too powerful to play weak. I just wanted to get that off my brain. I'm about to go heat up my water. I'll more than likely finish this meal and have a proactive day.